Take questions for Victor. First question over here, Tom. Fourth seed in on the front.
Victor, just your thoughts on coming off the bench and not playing in the first quarter and the strategy that Mitch employed, spreading your minutes out where you had more in the fourth.
So my thoughts before the game were that in this kind of game, you just have to make things happen, no matter the conditions. And this is just a slight detail. I can do just all right with 3 quarters, so I didn't even have to ask myself this question. And looking back, I think it was the good formula. It was a good system to do it like this, and I just try to make the most out of it.
Mike.
Mitch had mentioned, one way of looking at it was this was the worst case scenario for you to come back because you're jumping into such an intense situation. But it turned out that you actually looked like you were enjoying that. Are you glad that you were able to do this in this situation?
Of course, I am. I feel very lucky because it's just these kind of situations where I know I can trust my inner self, to get in that zone, to just make the right thing. So it's really not a worry on my side.
Back right.
Bonsoir Victor. On a vu pas mal de chambrage, un peu de trash talk gentil, un petit peu de dirt ce soir. C'était l'envie après un mois sans basket ou l'enjeu de la compétition? Qu'est-ce qui a entraîné cet aspect?
De dirt, je dirais pas, mais ouais, évidemment, c'est l'enjeu du match. Moi, j'ai plein d'énergie, j'ai juste une boule d'énergie, je pouvais pas m'arrêter avant le match. Donc ouais, effectivement, il faut que ça sorte d'une manière ou d'une autre. Et si ça peut faire mal aux adversaires en plus, je suis pas mal.
On your left, Michael.
Now that you guys are whole again, what are your thoughts about sort of what you can be here in the future in these coming games?
I think it's our first time playing everybody. My thoughts are just that, we're already a solid team, already more than 20 games ago. It's just experience, we're just figuring it out, and the difference with us and this team who's, I don't know, what are they, 24-2, is that we haven't had this many reps recognizing what it takes and enjoying what it takes to win. And this is our next step, because this OKC team, they're not just first in the league, they're way ahead of everybody. And because when you watch them, no matter who, whether it's the 12th man or the starting 5, whether they're playing against the 15th seed or in any kind of game, they're playing the same way. They're enjoying the little things that make them win, and this is the next step we have to pass.
Kelly up front.
Victor, it seemed like the second quarter for you was very intentional in terms of defensively, just paying attention to trying to eliminate everything that the Thunder were trying to do. Obviously, you are a generational defensive player, but why was that quarter for you so important, even without scoring the basket?
Second quarter?
Yes.
Because it's my first quarter in I don't know how many weeks. So if I hadn't been intentional, I would have been really asking myself questions. So I had to do that.
Next year, this game would have been played in Oklahoma City with the change in the format. The semifinals aren't going to be at a neutral site anymore.
Really?
So I'm just curious what your thoughts are, like if this game had been in Oklahoma City, what that would have been like compared to this.
In the same conditions, it would have been just the same. It was so much going into that game, especially for me, it being my first game in a while. So it's hard to answer, but I guess the crowd would have been, it would have been on the opposite side because it felt like there was room for us today. But so that's just one little factor.
And after missing so much time, to be out there in the fourth quarter like you were, to be able to close the game out the way you were against, obviously a guy in Chet you've played against, and against a team like you said you guys are chasing, how much fun was it to be back in the mix again after having to wait the last few weeks to play?
Wow, you can't imagine. It's just incredible. Because I've seen these guys for the last 12 games just get better, do some beautiful things. And I just wanted to be a part of it, And I'm glad that we can still do it when I'm here. I have no doubt, of course, but I'm just glad to be a part of something that's growing to be so beautiful and so pure and ethical basketball, you know.
On your right, Tim.
Victor, first few minutes of the third quarter, you guys were playing well, and the bench was into it at a level that you typically don't see in a regular season game. They missed front end of a free throw. The final minute, you grabbed the rebound, screamed, and again, not typical for a regular season. I know you can't quantify with a number, but like, how much more did this one mean than just a regular game?
Oh well, yeah, this is not a typical regular season game, because we know if we lose, we're out. And you know, some people are built for these moments, some aren't, but we definitely are, and it shows, because it's not against anybody that we won that game. So it's just, again, I feel lucky. I'm glad we have this group, because everybody buys into this and everybody is built for these moments.
Third row on your left.
Victor, félicitations. Qu'est-ce que ça représenterait une victoire mardi? Est-ce que tu verrais ça comme un accomplissement en tant que tel, ou est-ce que c'est encore tôt et c'est une préparation pour les playoffs en gros?
Je vois ça comme un accomplissement, évidemment, mais pas du tout du niveau des playoffs. Mais c'est un match c'est des matchs qui ont du sens, qui ont de l'enjeu. Et ça a plus d'enjeu qu'un match de saison régulière, c'est sûr. C'est différent, c'est pas vraiment explicable parce que c'est pour ça qu'on joue et on recherche tout le temps ces moments-là. Et donc on va pas faire de marche arrière face à ce qui nous attend ce mardi.
Justement, pour juste la perspective de retrouver pas mal de Français, il y a vous aider, les Knicks et les autres, est-ce que ça a une saveur particulière?
J'y avais pas réfléchi, mais ouais, c'est sûr que ça va être cool de les voir, de leur parler un peu. C'est que des gars que je connais depuis longtemps, donc c'est aussi beaucoup de fierté de les voir ici.
Go ahead, Mike.
You're going to shift your focus to the Sixth Man of the Year award. Are you looking forward to staying coming off the bench?
I have had this thought, I'm not gonna lie. But am I still eligible if I
think you could be.
I am? Yeah, okay. We'll think about it then. Can you be a six-man MVP? I guess there's no...
Maybe. We'll check with the NBA. But when did you get tired today, Vic? Was there a moment when you did hit that wall?
Yeah, of course, but my baseline is so much better than it's been at any time in my life before that. Even the tired today was the normal of before, so... And it's just my first game back, so it's only gonna get better. Of course, it's up and downs all the time, but I don't remember when, but I did get a little wind out at some point.
Third row in the center.
Victor, have you heard the name the Slash Brothers regarding your teammates, and just talk a little bit about what you saw out of them and their ability to penetrate the paint, and not only that, finish incredibly well against the OKC defense?
I mean, that's just an ability that's so useful in this league, and even more useful when you got shooters around it. So it's two very young guys that are already able to do that, so they're going to be huge problems. It's having Dylan and Steph, and even De'Aaron, of course, the ability they have to get downhill, it makes the whole defense shift their focus, so it just opens up things for everybody.
Standing in back left.
I think obviously wins and losses obviously would matter a lot, but what are you learning about just the process that it takes to get to those wins and losses, and learning, growing throughout those over the year?
It's hard. It's hard, but I think we're on the right path, and for the first time in my career, not the case of everybody in our group, for the first time in my career, we're winning much more than we're losing. So it's a lot of pleasure, because it doesn't feel normal when we lose, but it unfortunately is things that we have to go through. And we'll go through it again in the future if we need to, but we're winning much more than we're losing right now. So we're all where we like to be. We're all where we want to be.
Got last question, back right.
Victor, coming back and having such a big impact on your team, does this change your confidence after the injury and everything?
I've never really felt a lack of confidence in anything, whether it's my movement or just mentally. So It's my confidence has been up there, is still up there. I know I'm taking care of my body like nobody else, so I have really no reason to worry. I don't think there's any more things I could do to put myself in a better place, so my confidence is up there as well.
Thank you, Victor.
Thank you.